Hello guys, in this video I'll be talking about the formalization of informal sector in India. Firstly, what is informal economy? The informal economy is broadly defined as economic activity that is not subject to government regulations or taxation, and it sustains a large part of the workforce. It comprises of activities that have market value and would add to tax revenue and GDP if they were recorded. The size of the informal sector slowly decreases as economies develop. Currently, India's informal economy roughly accounts for half of India's GDP and includes roughly about 80 to 90% of the workforce. It includes agricultural sector, rural non-farm economy, low-end services, and etc. The way it's usually calculated is through extrapolating the data gathered from surveys and case studies that has multiple inconsistencies. Next, why do firms and individuals choose to be in informal economy? Sometimes they choose to remain outside the formal economy to avoid taxes and social contribution or compliance with standards and licensing requirements. And for some informal activities, informal activities acts as a safety net. They lack the education and skills for formal employment or be too poor to access public and financial services. Why to address informal economy? Informal firms do not contribute to the tax base and tend to remain small with low productivity and limited access to finance. As a result, economic growth in regions or countries with large informal sectors remains below potential. Informal workers are more likely to be poor than workers in the formal sector, both because they lack formal contracts and social protection and because they tend to be less educated. The prevalence of informal work is also associated with high inequality. Workers with similar skills tend to earn less in the informal sector than their formal sector peers, and the wage gap between formal and informal workers is higher at lower skill levels. Informal work is similarly linked with gender inequality. Women are more likely than men not Women are more likely than men not only to be in informal employment but also to be in the most precarious and low paying categories of informal employment. COVID-19 pandemic has only reinforced the sense of urgency. Its crushing impact on informal activities worldwide has highlighted the need for government to provide a lifeline for large segments of the population not covered by existing social protection programs. Other ways in which the informal sector is formalized is through disruptive technologies. Like platform aggregators like Amazon, Uber, Ola, and etc. Digitization of currency, schemes by central government. Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs launched a scheme, PM Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi, PM Swanidhi, to empower street vendors by not only extending loans to them but also for their holistic development and economic upliftment. PM Modi, in one of his TV addresses, said that efforts are being made to prepare an online platform for street vendors where they get orders online from the houses in the locality and the vendors can deliver it to the house. What are some of the ways the informal sector can be minimized? Improving access to and quality of education is probably the single most powerful way to lower informality. Tax system design should avoid inadvertently increasing incentives for individuals and firms to remain in the informal sector. Policies to enhance financial inclusion by promoting expanded access to formal financial services can help lower informality. A range of structural policies can help increase incentives and lower the cost of formalizations. Thank you.